I cannot stand throwing scrap wood away. I always think there's going to be a use for it one day, and that day is today, because we're not painting furniture on this week's video. We're actually going to be doing a scrap wood project. Yes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week's video, I'm going to be making a table riser out of scrap wood. You don't need any specialist woodworking skills or equipment, so fear not. This is going to be very quick, very simple, very easy, but very effective. Okay, so the first thing you need is a scrap piece of wood. Now, this is a scaffolding plank that I've cut up into several pieces to give me some smaller offcuts of wood. There's 4 in total. You don't have to have anything as thick and chunky as this. You can pretty much do this with any scrap bit of wood that you might have lying about. Obviously, this is quite rustic, which is fine because we're going to go for the rustic look, but you can do this with newer pieces of wood as well. But for the purpose of this video, I am going to be using these. So as you can see, the edge where I've sawn is nice and sharp-ish and clean versus the other bit, which is a bit rustic looking. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand that edge down. So I'm just going to use my electric sander to take that sharp edge down. I'm also just going to give it a quick sand all over just to make sure there's no sharp bits sticking out. The next thing I'm going to do is put some feet on. I'm going to be using these pine knobs. I upcycle quite a lot of pine furniture, and more often than not I replace the handles. So I have actually got, this is just some of my collection. So I found 4 that are all the same, and all I'm going to do is use wood glue to fix them onto the bottom of the table riser. You could mark out the corners if you wanted to make sure you were sticking them on evenly. I didn't, I just did this by eye. And a little bit of wood glue is all you need to put these on. You don't need anything heavy duty, just standard wood glue is absolutely fine because we're not going to be putting anything heavy or weighty on this. If you don't have pine knobs to make the feet, don't worry. There is something else you can do that just raises it off the surface a little bit. So you can take some more offcuts of wood, ideally like a thinner, smaller piece like this. And this was actually the struts from a dressing table. So these went upwards and held a mirror in place. I took the mirror off, sold that, kept the struts. Some people call me a hoarder. I just call it common sense because you never know when you're going to need bits of wood. And then I sold the piece as just a normal chest of drawers. So I kept these little bits of wood. So what you can do is cut them down and then you can stick them on the bottom. That way it just kind of raises it up a little bit instead of it being flat. You can put it flat on the surface if you want to. I've made some that are just flat on the surface that aren't raised up at all. They have no feet, no legs or anything. But that's another solution if you can't get or don't have the pine knobs. Again, I'm just going to run my sander over these pieces of wood because they're obviously a lot newer and not as rustic looking as the plank. So I kind of want it to all look the same. So all I'm doing is just blunting down the sharp corners of this, just rubbing them down on my electric sander to make the corners a little bit more rounded. Now, at the start of the video, I said you didn't need any specialist tools, and that is correct. You can actually use wood glue to stick these on, or you can just drill them on and use screws. So I'm just pre-drilling some pilot holes here. I am not a woodworker at all. This is Andy's drill, don't tell him. And then you literally just screw the legs on. But like I say, wood glue works absolutely fine as well. So it's the next morning. I have left these overnight to dry just to be on the safe side. I've just checked all the little dinky feet. They all seem pretty solid. So the next thing to do is basically just paint them however you like. You could add a transfer on these, you could decoupage them, you could stencil them, or you could just keep them plain if that's your bag. I am going to start with Dixie Belle's Caviar. This is from their chalk mineral paint. It's a true black. So I'm going to do one of mine in that, and then I'm going to add a little stencil, I think. The great thing about these is that once those legs are painted, they no longer look like knobs stuck on the bottom of a piece of wood. It all kind of becomes one. That's the beauty of paint. And you can decorate these however you like. Like I say, you could decoupage, you could transfer, you could leave them plain, you could stencil on them. The choice is yours. They're very versatile. or you could leave the top wood if you wanted to and just pop some hemp oil on it and just nourish the wood. So these offcuts of wood are a little bit worse for wear, so I am going to be painting these. Like I said, I started with, for this particular one, I've started with Caviar, which is a Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint shade. To the right of me, you can just see one there in Barn Red. I did a few at a time. And then I'm using the Retro Lattice stencil to add a little bit of a rustic pattern. I'm going for a really rustic, distressed kind of look with this. So I'm just putting on the white paint through the stencil. This colour is called Fluff. The coverage is really good, so I do usually use this when I'm doing a black and white kind of stencil because it goes over the top of the black paint really well with one coat. So I just did that. The trick to stenciling is use as little paint on your brush as possible. That way you get a nice crisp pattern, you don't get any bleed through. And then I'm just going to rough the edges up, a little bit of sandpaper and a bit of distressing. You know I like a little bit of distressing just to bring the wood through on the corners and edges. So you could finish these however you wanted to, but because I'm going to be selling mine, I'm going to be using Dixie Belle's water repellent top coat. This is the most durable top coat that Dixie Belle sell. It's called Gator Hide, and as always, I will link every product that I've used in the video today in the description below this video. They're affiliate links, so if you click on them and make a purchase, it means I do earn a small commission, but it won't cost you a penny more. I did 2 coats of Gator Hide, let it fully dry in between coats. I'd always advise 2 to 3 coats, and I'm using a brush to apply this because there's quite a lot of texture in my wood because it is quite rustic, so I just made sure I had full coverage of the Gator Hide. Here's a few close-ups of the finished project. It's just quite nice and refreshing to do a little project like this sometimes, and also quite nice to use up things that would ordinarily just get thrown away or discarded, which is what upcycling is all about. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like these smaller projects or if you prefer the furniture, or maybe you like a combination of both. I've really liked doing this smaller piece today. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel if you're not already, and I will catch you next time. Bye.